few extensions to the fundamental Ohm's law. So let us do a quick recap what Ohm's law was all about. So Ohm's law was all about saying that the voltage across a circuit is equal to the resistance of the circuit multiplied by the current. The V is measured in volts, R is measured in ohms, and I is measured in amps or amperes. So if you keep this fundamental concept in mind, let us see how we can apply this to slightly more complicated circuits. So let us start with a circuit which we call a serial circuit. What we essentially do is we draw a circuit where we have two resistors instead of one resistor, and we try to figure out what happens when current is flowing or a voltage is applied to this circuit. So assume the voltage that is applied is V. We know there is a current which is going, which is I. Now in a serial circuit, what happens is that you have a point here, the voltage out here is again V. I'm assuming there's a voltage out here which is V1, and then the voltage out here is back to zero. Now the current that flows through these two resistors is exactly the same, right? So if we assume that the current through the resistor is I, then we can safely say that V minus V1 is equal to R1 into I. Let us say this is R1 and let us say this is R2. And we know across these 2 points, so we say V1 minus 0 is equal to R2I. If you solve this simultaneous equation, what you essentially get is V is equal to R1 plus R2I, which essentially means that the effective for serial is I. That means when we have two, right? So when we have resistance in series, then the effective resistance of that circuit is the summation of the two resistors. Now we can actually have a slightly different scenario where instead of them being in series, they are actually now in parallel. In a parallel, what happens is these points, see in the previous case what happened is there is a voltage drop that is taking place from V to V1 and from V1 to 0. In this case what happened is the voltage drop across the two resistors is exactly the same. In this case the current was the same. In parallel it is the voltage which remains the same. The current actually changes. So there are two branches will have two currents. So the original current I, is now going to be broken up into two pieces, I1 and I2. So I is equal to I1 plus I2. Now I can be thought of to be V divided by the effective resistance of the parallel circuit, and I1 is also equal to V divided by R1 plus V divided by R2, which essentially means if we cancel these out, you will end up getting 1 upon R effective for parallel circuits is equal to 1 upon R1 plus 1 upon R2. Now you can actually extend it and try this as an experiment to show that if you had 3 or 4 of them, you will just have to say 1 upon R3, 1 upon R4, dot dot dot. So these are the simple extensions to Ohm's law. Two things that you must remember. One, in a serial circuit, the current remains the same across the resistors. In a parallel circuit, the voltage remains the same, the current differs. So take this example. So we have in this case what happens is we have two resistors R1 and R2. We have a current of 220. So we know that R1 plus R2 is equal to 22 ohms. So the current that will flow through this is going to be 10 here and 10 there, which is equal to, how did I get 10? It is 220, which is the voltage that we have out here, and it is divided by 22, which is the net effective rho, and that gives you the amperes. Now let us see how we can go about solving a more complicated problem. So in this case what happens is we have couple of them in series, and then we have these two in parallel, and then all of these are in series. So the way to do it would be to look at this circuit and see what would the effective circuit be. Effective circuit meaning that I will have to find out what is the effective resistance on this parallel branch, right? So you have so if you have 1 by 6 plus 1 by 3 is equal to 6, 2 plus 1, that is 1 by 2, that is therefore implies the effective resistance of this piece is equal to 2 ohms. Now let us see. So if you come out here, what you are essentially getting to see is that the effective resistance in this circuit is shown as 2 ohms. So now we have essentially reduced it to a serial circuit, right? So in the serial circuit what happens is we have 17 plus 3 plus 2, that is 17 plus 5, that is 22 ohms. The voltage out here is 220. So the effective current is going to be 10 amps. So we'll have 10 amps going here, we'll have 10 amps going there, and we'll have 10 amps going there. Now what we have to actually go back and explore is how does this 10 amps get transmitted, gets divided into these two branches. So now we know that we have 10 amps coming here. So how will they be broken up? So the way that we know is that given that the voltage between this point and this point is exactly the same, right? And what is voltage? Voltage is equal to R into I. In this case it's going to be 6 into I1 is equal to 3 into I2. Therefore I1 upon I2 is equal to 3 upon 6 or equal to half. That means the 10 amps which is going here, the 10 amps will now have to be broken up into 3 parts, right? One part will go here and 2 parts will go here. So you assume this is going to be 3.3 and this is going to be 6.6 amperes. Alright, and this we are using the normal property, proportion and ratio problem that you must have done in your maths class, right? So how do you divide the 10 amps into 2 parts in ratios of 1:2? Obviously the one with the lower resistor will have the higher current, the higher resistor will have the lower current, to make sure that the multiplier is exactly the same. That in essence is essentially covers this extension to Ohm's law class that we talked about.